10 most dangerous gangs in the United States. The United States is witnessing a surge in criminal gang activity as multiple gangs compete for power and control over territories. Worsening the situation, gangs are increasingly acquiring and using high-powered military-grade weapons for their criminal activities. Amidst the daunting task of monitoring millions of members and tens of thousands of organizations, particular gangs have captured the FBI's attention. Join us as we explore the 10 deadliest gangs in the USA, uncovering the reasons why they keep the FBI on high alert. Number 10. MS-13. The most dangerous active gang in the United States is undoubtedly MS-13. Originating from El Salvador, this violent gang has terrorized New York City, Long Island, and the surrounding areas for years. According to federal prosecutors cited by the New York Times, MS-13 is linked to over 55 murders in the past decade alone, leaving entire blocks soaked in blood. MS-13, named after Mara Salvatrucha, boasts a nationwide presence with thousands of members, primarily comprising Central American immigrants. Recently, 10 men were charged for their involvement in 3 murders in Queens, targeting a 17-year-old victim who was tragically mistaken for a rival gang member due to his tattoos. In a horrifying display, the MS-13 members killed an innocent person solely based on mistaken identity. Number 9. The Bloods. The Bloods, a notorious and dangerous street gang originating in Los Angeles, emerged in response to their arch-rivals, the Crips. Primarily African-American with diverse ethnic members, the Bloods have gained nationwide notoriety for violent and criminal activities. Sporting red attire and using hand signs, they engage in drug trafficking, robbery, extortion, assault, and murder. Initially formed to protect neighborhoods from Crips encroachment, the Bloods evolved into a culture of violence, engaging in turf wars with rival gangs. Their violence has devastating consequences, perpetuating cycles of poverty. Utilizing social media, the internet, and exploiting rural areas, the Bloods continue to grow, fueling their ongoing rivalry with the Crips. With a trail of destruction, the Bloods remain one of the most dangerous gangs in the United States. Number 8. Aryan Brotherhood. The Aryan Brotherhood, a savage gang of neo-Nazis, operates inside and outside the United States prisons. With an estimated 20,000 members, they're considered the oldest and most notorious racist gang in the country. Despite constituting a small portion of the prison population, the Aryan Brotherhood is responsible for a significant number of murders, focusing on drug trafficking, extortion, and paid killings. Membership is exclusively for white individuals, making them the most extreme racist in North America. To join the Aryan Brotherhood in prison, a new member must often kill an inmate of a different race. Originating in the 1960s during segregated prisons, the gang emerged as the all-white group believed to have formed in the San Quentin State Prison. Number 7. Crips. The Crips, one of the largest and most feared street gangs in the United States, has a notorious history of violence and criminal activities. Founded in late 1960s Los Angeles by Raymond Washington and Stanley Tukey Williams, the Crips initially aimed to protect their communities from rival groups, but soon turned to criminal pursuits. Recognizable by their blue attire, the Crips predominantly consist of African-American members from various backgrounds. Engaging in drug trafficking, robbery, extortion, assault, and homicide, the Crips are known for their brutal tactics. The ongoing rivalry with the Bloods and other gangs contributes to their reputation as one of the most dangerous gangs in the United States, posing a significant challenge to law enforcement and communities. Number 6. The Yakuza. The Yakuza, the notorious Japanese mafia, holds a more significant influence in the US than commonly believed. In the past, during the Obama administration, their power was so formidable that the U.S. Treasury Department froze their assets and barred them from conducting business in response to their involvement in human trafficking, money laundering, and illegal prostitution. Unlike street gangs, the Yakuza operated as shady businessmen, generating billions annually. Although the US couldn't completely halt their operations, they targeted top leaders Kenichi Shinoda and Kiyoshi Takayama by freezing their American-owned assets and essentially expelling them from the country. However, with approximately 80,000 gangsters in Japan, new figures will likely replace them and continue business as usual in America. Number 5. Latin Kings. The Latin Kings, also known as the Almighty Latin King and Queen Nation, ALKQN, is a highly organized Hispanic street gang with significant influence in the United States. Founded in Chicago in the 1950s by Puerto Rican immigrants, their initial purpose was to provide support and protection against violence and discrimination. However, the Latin Kings evolved into a criminal enterprise involved in drug trafficking, robbery, extortion, assault, and murder. Identified by symbols like a five-pointed crown and the colors black and gold, they used hand signs and graffiti to display allegiance. With a strict hierarchical structure, national leadership oversees regional and local chapters governed by bylaws. The Latin Kings' history, organization, and propensity for violence solidify their position as one of the most dangerous gangs in the United States. Number 4. Mexican Mafia. As its name suggests, the Mexican Mafia is a criminal organization primarily consisting of Mexicans. It is believed to have been formed in 1957 by Luis Flores during his incarceration at the Dual Vocational Institution in California. By 1960, the gang had gained significant power and expanded beyond prison walls, engaging in activities such as gambling, extortion, and drug trafficking. In the 1990s, law enforcement intensified efforts against them, dealing a blow to their illegal operations. However, in 1955, the FBI utilized the RICO Act to charge 22 prominent members, but the organization managed to reorganize and remains active, carrying out criminal activities across California. Though their power has diminished, the Mexican Mafia persists as a criminal presence. Number 3. Hells Angels. The Hells Angels Motorcycle Club, one of the most notorious gangs in the United States, originated in 1948 as a motorcycle club in Fontana, California. The club derived its name from World War II bomber crews who called themselves the Hells Angels. By 1961, the gang had expanded to include members in New Zealand. Their notoriety grew in 1965 when the Attorney General of California, Thomas C. Lynch, issued a report highlighting their involvement in criminal activities. Initially known for their dangerous and outlaw reputation, the Hells Angels were infamous for barroom fights and extreme violence. In the 1970s, law enforcement discovered their involvement in manufacturing and distributing methamphetamine. While their notoriety has waned over time, the Hells Angels still maintain active chapters worldwide. Number 2. Barrio Azteca. The Barrio Azteca is a ruthlessly savage and highly dangerous gang that is operated within Texas. Their leader even appears on the FBI's list of most wanted criminals. Recently, their members committed the heinous crime of murdering a pregnant U.S. consulate and her husband. Their criminal activities extend beyond murder, encompassing human trafficking, drug trafficking, torture, and professional contract killing. With a presence on both sides of the border, the gang boasts thousands of members in Texas and Mexico. They maintain strong affiliations with Mexican drug cartels and have clashed with other gangs, such as the Mexican Mafia and MS-13. While their association with cartels limits their overall threat level, their primary focus remains on El Paso and its surrounding areas. Number 1. Simon City Royals. Formed in 1952, The Simon City Royals are among the oldest continuously operating gangs in the United States, with a predominantly white membership. During the 1960s, they were extensively involved in drug smuggling and racketeering, often engaging in turf wars with local rival gangs such as the Latin Kings and Imperial Gangsters. Following a defeat in a battle against a gang called the Royals, the two groups merged to form the Simon City Royals. The gang wars persisted until the 1990s, primarily driven by disputes over turf and drug distribution. Presently, the Simon City Royals maintain a significant presence within the prison system and exert control over parts of Chicago's North Side. They also have active chapters in Wisconsin and Mississippi. So, that's all the time we had today, folks. Hope you enjoyed this video. We appreciate your feedback on the video. Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you found this video enjoyable, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel before you go. Thank you for watching.